All right, it looks like we're live right now. Okay, cool. My computer is overheating, and it's probably due to that race. The computer's overheating, and it's probably due to that race. But excuse the sound in the background. As always, we got the fish tanks in there. I got multiple fish tanks going. I finally found out which one is making the sound, but we're gonna be dealing with it. It's not too big of a deal. Man, this is one heck of a World Championships. I gotta say, it may not have the same pizzazz or whatever that the last two had, where it had the under the lights feel. It was, the intros where they had the televisions going in the background, or the jumbotrons going. They had the lights and everything, and the huge introductions that they were having. This is kind of like a normal track meet, but the World Championships, hey, they're doing it a classic retro style, and I noticed that in a lot. Hey, some of it's working, a lot of it is. But one thing I can say is these times are going, and they putting in the work on these times. They're putting in the work. Timothy the Inventor, shout out to you. All right. As always, as you all trickle in, I am Nick, your host. This is Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. Remember, always, we got to stay blessed out here. We got to stay rich, getting that money. We going to be fine. And remember, we're going to be the numero uno, number one. However many languages I can remember to say that in right now. We're going to be working toward that number one spot to be in the track and field analysis, coverage, whatever that is in track and field. This is where we're doing. And you know what? Building people up. Not just track and field, but building people up. Because this channel isn't just about sports or track and field or anything like that. We building people up. But let's analyze this right here. Let me see. Let me take this off the screen. Let's take it off the screen. All right. Danku the Great One said, I remember calling it that Sydney McLaughlin was going to break 51 seconds if she actually did. Hey, look, you got a good prediction out there. You got a good prediction with that one. So, yeah, we got a couple competing streams tonight, so we're going to have probably lower numbers, but, hey, don't matter to me. We're going to cover it. Let me cover the result of the race walk, then we're going to the pole vault, and other people already know I go through some events they may or may not necessarily care about, but track and field is a overall, sport. So we're going to do that. Let's cover the results for these. The race walk, going to fly through that. In third, we got Kiyang. If I'm not mistaken, Kiyang got the Olympic bronze, maybe the champion. But 2 hours, 40.37 seconds. That is an area record. So Asian record as well as Chinese record. Then we got Zeblo for Poland, 2 hours 40 minutes 3 seconds, personal best. Then we got, is this the same person? Yes, it is. She won the 20-kilometer race walk. Now she's coming through with the gold for the 35-kilometer race walk. Garcia Leon from Peru. 2 hours, 39 minutes, 16 seconds, championship record. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, this may be just the first time they're switching over. It was the 50-kilometer race walk, but now it's 35 kilometers. I'm going to guess it's television reasons why they did what they did. But let's do the summary of the pole vault. We got Nilsson from the U.S., Duplantis from Sweden, Zernickel for Germany, Braz, Brazil, Broders, Belgium, Obiena, Philippines, Samsa from Turkey, Lavillenie from France, Norway's Paul Hagen. Then we got Lita Bear, actually from Germany, Gors Gudumsen, there we go, from Norway, and then Vloon from the Netherlands. That's your qualifiers for the final of the men's pole vault. Let's go over to the women's 4x100 meter relay. Let's do some talking here. Mind your own. Shout out to you, the Alpha Man. Shout out to you as well, man. The Alpha Man said I should have made the drive to Oregon. Watching this is why I keep coaching high schoolers. Watching this is why I've been waiting on this chat all day. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, the last 2 days have been crazy. The Frank White said, hey, don't judge me, but I wanted Norman to lose because I knew you were waiting to roast him. I ain't evil. He won me some money. Hey, look, I wasn't gonna go that hard on him. Look, I would have went hard on him a little bit, but not like that. Not like that. Because his mindset was better this year. I roasted him last year a little bit because he came in and his mindset was weaker. He came in here. A lot of people were disappointed in time. But let's go here. Heat 1 of 2. Or actually, should I say section 1 of 2. But they use the word heat here too. But this is actually technically a section. But as their rules go, it's a heat. So heat 1 of 2, world leading mark initially until the U.S. came in. This is Great Britain. Asha Phillip, Amani Lansky, Ashley Nelson, and then Daryl Nita, 41.99. Jamaica put in B squad here. We got Brianna Williams, Natalia White, Ramona Burchell, and then Kimba Nelson. I think it's Burchell, obviously. Oh yeah, I forgot. The rule is I think they could replace 3 of them or all of them at any rate. So I know I'm almost confident that 3 are gonna go. Is Elaine doing this? Is Elaine doing the final? Do any of y'all know that? Because I've been getting mixed messages and all types of stuff about whether she's gonna do the final or not. If somebody knows, definitely post it up. Oh, and then the Alpha Man, you said you coach high school, college, and 2 pro athletes. Hey, look, if you want to slide the people, just shoot me an email and talk about if you got the 2 pro athletes and you don't want to call them out, or the ones that are doing that. That would be fantastic because I always like to keep networking with people. HeadAndShouldersATR, yahoo.com. But yeah, if you don't want to put it in the comment section, but definitely. Man, that's a lot to do. High school, college, and the professional athletes. I remember before I go too far on a tangent, I'm just going to say this and go back to coverage. But I remember Tori Franklin was training at the high school I used to go to. And then, of course, I came back in the area. I was coaching one of the rival schools. First, I came back to coach the high school. And then I went to coach at our conference. Not rival directly, but one of the conference schools there at York High School, which if people know what York High School is, that movie that they made, that distance running movie with the California high schoolers, I think they were doing it because it was like Hispanic people and it's the minority thing. But he learned all of his stuff from Coach Newton, which was like 43 times medal over 52 years. And I think 32 of them might have been gold. And I think he was the first high school coach to ever be able to coach at the Olympics. Joe Newton, y'all got to look him up. That guy was legendary. Changed a lot in distance running, or mid-distance technically, in track and field. So especially at the high school and collegiate level for some coaches. But yeah, I ran into some future pro athletes like a Tori Franklin just from being in that area, because in the Midwest, that's some things there. There's some 400 athletes that aren't currently competing now that ran in the area. It's very nice. So I always like to network. But anyway, $41.99. I think Great Britain, once they put on Adina Asher Smith, we're gonna go 41. Still probably 41 high, but 41 mid, like 41.5 ish, I would say is like probably maxed out for Great Britain. Jamaica qualified with the B squad. Okay, that's probably loud. We got the Amber Alerts going off. There's probably another one that's about to go. Then we got a 42.37. So this is pretty good. We got Germany that qualified with a big Q. So those 3, 42.44. There we go. It's at women we had to put it our best 4x1. They got the world leading time. Yeah. And then there we go. There we go. Yeah, is she injured? Yeah, that's the big question. But if she's injured or not, look, it's a lot of athletes out there injured and they still be on these relays. Remember Dina Asher-Smith last year? I wonder how serious it is. Because some, to each their own, some athletes still keep running if they are or not. She could just be fatigued. Because remember Abby Steiner, each one of her races are technically getting slower. I know that 21, was it 77 or whatever she ran? Remember she ran against that negative 5.3 headwind? I think that was her best race of the season. That was her fastest race. Everything after that has been, now if you look at the progression of where she's going, it's more or less going on a downtrend after that one race. So she's kind of like peaked out and probably not hitting that anymore. But here we go. Since you guys can't see the time, and oh, there it is. We got Melissa Jefferson, Aaliyah Haas-Prandini, and TT Terry. Hey, y'all T-babies out there? Because I'm not a T-baby, okay? I don't care what they be. Oh, the fans are called T-babies. I'd rather her come in last place than to be like, I'm finna call myself a T-baby. All right? No, I'm not going to do that. But y'all could be some T-babies. I'm not particularly fans of anybody. But all jokes aside, I wouldn't call myself that. What the heck? But y'all could be them T-babies out there. So shout out to the ones that's in this crowd here. I think the U.S. can go 41 low. I think U.S. could go 41 low. Not Abby, but Gabby Thomas. It depends on how she's adjusted to that hamstring strain and everything right there. 3 weeks could be enough to get her in a good position to do better. And they could work on their exchanges a little bit more. They were shaky. But a 40, they were playing it safe on this one. 41.56 world leading time right now. Obviously, Jamaica's going to come with the smoke tomorrow. Or is it tomorrow? Yeah. Jamaica's going to come with the smoke. Then we got Spain that qualified. They got a national record, 42.61. Okay. And then Nigeria. Then we got the little Qs here. Italy, former Nigerian, now running for Italy is on a team. I think it might be two. They got a national record, so shout out to the two teams with the national record, Spain and Italy, 42.71, and then Switzerland. I think this bodes well. Oh yeah, Denmark with a national record, 43.46. I think this bodes well for the European Championships for Great Britain though. Let's see what the final looks like. Okay, we got the troll. I wasn't reading the comments here. They said, please stop saying T-baby. The Frequad said, it said, Abby was injured last year, I think. Mind your own say you have a lot. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, this is how the U.S. used to be, using one of the 18, just like what but Zen 097 said Jamaica only used one of their A team on the women's side and still made the final. Yeah, USA used to be really that deep, and now not so much. I think even the men use the A team here, which is uncharacteristic of the US, but they've been doing that in the more recent years, where they use roughly the A team. Just because the exchanges are so bad, they need to go through the semis and the finals just to practice it better. So here are the start lists right here. Switzerland's in lane 1, Italy in 2, USA in 3, Spain in 4, Jamaica in 5. So that means USA had to have picked this lane. They had the preferred lane choice, and they decided to pick lane 3. And I wonder why they picked 3 instead of 4 or 5. I guess if they picked 5, Jamaica probably would have gotten 4. I think they want to be inside of Jamaica, maybe being that far away or something like that. Maybe they thought Jamaica was going to be in 4, maybe not. But Shanae Miller-Uibo used this, so let's see. Jamaica is pretty vulnerable, in my opinion, here if they don't have their exchanges down. And that's the biggest weakness with Jamaica. If Jamaica also does safe exchanges and USA doesn't do the safe exchanges, then they're adding to the vulnerability here. A single bad exchange from either of the teams knocks them out. Now, last year Jamaica ran that 41.02 and had that runaway start from a lane that was pulling away too early, mind you, from Brianna Williams. So that means without that mess up, that was definitely a sub 41 affair. Now, would it have gotten a world record? I don't think so. Not with the other sloppy exchanges and everything that was going on the track. But would it have gotten a 40.9 low? Most likely. Could have even gotten a 40.8 high. In my opinion. So if Jamaica can save the... See, coming in with an arguably slower team because Elaine's not coming up to par. She's not on form. And it depends on if she shows up tomorrow or not. But she's not on form. But she might be able to get a flyer on the relay. Remember Dina Asher-Smith. She was good enough to help her team go to a British national record. They got a bronze. So that's good. Let me see. They said, Mind Your Own said, not sure why the decision is made to practice relays at the championships. Yeah. It's oh yeah, thank you for telling me I had a bot too earlier. But I think it kind of makes sense. Everybody's so focused on their own. With the USA, you kind of get some practice in early. USA has fallen off more recently on especially the men's side. The women's side has been pretty good. I mean, there's a mess up here and there, but mostly not. The men have been messing up since after 2004 when we count the Olympics. If you count the World Championships, then it'll have to be after the 07 World Championships. But if you count the Olympics and you start the count back from there, being Beijing as the first major mess up, USA has been so inconsistent since that point. So I still say Jamaica is the favorite here. I have no expectations on times. I've learned to temper my expectations this time. So I don't have any expectations whatsoever. But it might be a flyer from Sharika, Shelly Ann, depending on where they put her. Do not put her. She might be able to be on this bend. We'll see. It depends with Prandini and Shelly Ann to see how that goes, because Prandini normally eats Shelly Ann up, but Shelly Ann Fraser Price has been going crazy on this bend. We're gonna see. We are gonna see. She's been going crazy on the bend this season. So this might not be Prandini's day, but we'll see. I say Jamaica, USA are the easy 1-2, and then it's going to be the Britain affair. The outside chance we got a Switzerland up in there because Switzerland is real close with Kambunji in them. So don't count them out, even though they're in lane 1. Even though they got the tight curve, Switzerland might actually be in there close by for that bronze medal. I think they could be close by. Oh, Nigeria made it through. I forgot about that. I need to share to all of the Nigerian fan base that I have on another platform here. So, and then if there was a Democratic Republic of Congo, I got another group of people there. But here we go. Let's go to the men. We got Christian Coleman here. They said Carl Lewis was livid last summer with the men in the 4x1. Yeah, he was. I was mad too. I was just like, what is this mess? Like, what is this mess? Timmy the inventor said Nigeria might medal. I don't know about that one. But Nigeria, anybody in the final could medal. But realistically, I don't know about Nigeria medal. But yeah. Well, I said it the other time there. I'm on WhatsApp. Got Telegram, Discord, got all the investors and whatnot. So I'm on a whole bunch of different platforms. I don't just be here. But yeah, definitely I'm on a lot of different things. especially on the Telegram, WhatsApp. It's just people there, all types of stuff. Signal, you name it. Except for TikTok, Instagram, I really don't use it. Twitter, I don't use it. Y'all can see the ones that follow my Instagram and Twitter on Head and Shoulders ATR by the same name. Obvious, I don't post up. So, but yeah, we got Christian Coleman. I thought he wasn't doing the relay for some reason, but they got him on the relay. Noah Lyles, Elijah Hall. I met somebody that knows Elijah Hall. So this is going to be pretty good. Hopefully we can get him on here. Fingers crossed. I don't really be pushing that hard to get people on here. I just kind of ask them and they just say yes or no. And then some say yes. And then I don't really push that hard. I'm more so into trying to do things a little bit differently. Then we got Marvin Bracey. Now their exchanges, okay, y'all, they were bucking their eyes. They were bucking their eyes and scared. They were bucking their eyes and scared. This is how Team USA men were looking when they were running. Does it pop up right here? Let me see. Here it is. This is how Team USA men were looking. They were bucking their eyes. Y'all see this? This is how they were looking on every exchange. Their eyes were just popping out of their face. They were just like, oh my goodness. They looked scared. They were just like, or really excited. I don't know which one, but it was scared or excited. But this is how Team USA men were looking on each one of them exchanges. I'm like, okay, that made me nervous. I'm the hair's going up on my body. I'm just like, okay, is this one they about to mess up? Is this one gonna be clean? Okay, is somebody gonna the baton just fly out of their hand? I don't know what's gonna happen. But Team USA men, I gotta say, they were looking like this for a hot minute on there. Like, y'all got to go back and watch that replay and just focus on their face when the exchanges happen. Because I was just like, man. But, so really good for them to make it through. World leading time, 37.87. Then we got Great Britain, Adam Jamili. He couldn't really do anything in the open. So there you go. Zarnell Hughes. He typically is kind of hit or miss with him. I forgot what happened with him in this championship. I think last year, didn't he false start out in the 100? But Mitchell Blake, Prescott, and all that, Ghana, very good for them to make it through. They should have had a guy in the 200, if I'm not mistaken, but I think that was Azamati that could have made it in 200, but like something happened. So this is very interesting. I've been telling people, if many of the African nations get their training correct, they should, especially in West Africa, given the makeup that many of the previous slaves and those that were mixed in the U.S. that were already here, black people that were already here mixed in with some of the West Africans, not a huge amount, but still, and then the ones that went to the islands and everywhere, if they're able to be fast, then you would think even a few hundred years removed, that West Africa should be fast. So I would say I'm surprised that I don't see more of Nigeria and Ghana, the Ivory Coast and everything performing. But here we go. Then we got in Heat 2. France, Canada, South Africa, Jamaica made it through. I thought Jamaica made it through because Japan got disqualified, but turns out they were the first qualifier here. So that was pretty good there. Now, will Johan Blake, does anybody know that here? Great Britain used 3 of 4. Interesting. Now, does anybody know if Johan Blake is running this one? I think he should. I really think that no matter what people are saying, he's going to be real good on the relay. Remember, Asafa Powell wasn't really performing up to par at the championships, but on a relay, he will hawk people down. I think he will hawk people down. Now, didn't he bust? I think he busted up. Was it Justin Gatlin on that second leg, or was it Tyson Gay? I can't remember quite well here, but I think he ate up somebody on Team USA, like the top guy on Team USA that year. and he ate inside of him, but he couldn't do anything in the final, in the open, because he's a head case. So I think it is. It said the Alpha Man said track is not it's not very big in West Africa. They are big on soccer. Yeah, I when I talk to people, they are more into soccer and whatnot. It said gutted that Nigeria got DQ'd. They also have a talented team. Timothy, the inventor, said, "Yep, this is very interesting." They said Johan ate up Tyson Gay. She is Bree Wayne said, "Yeah, it's a lot of that." Man, I remember looking back at those. Sometimes USA would eat into them. Sometimes it would go back the other way. But on that exchange, I'm thinking of Asafa Powell on this one, because it was like I was surprised on that one, because I thought he was just kind of finished. I think in that final, he like faded back. He was just out of the medal. Every year Asafa Powell came up, I thought he would get a medal. Like every year, I kept believing in him. I kept believing that he would get a medal, even though I'm pulling for Team USA. I'm like, look, as long as Team USA get a gold, hey, you get yourself a medal. I know that's how probably many of y'all feel in other events. You're like, okay, we might not sweep for Jamaica. All right, we'll be happy with, if Allison Felix is competing against us. Yeah, it's good. I like Felix. As long as she ain't beating us. I like Felix. I think that's how it was with me. I'm like, hey, look, Jamaica, they all good. As long as they get second or third. That's how I was feeling back then. And now, like I said, I'm running this channel, so I'm more or less neutral, and I'm looking at this as an outside. So Brazil, that's good for them. Let's look at the final, though. Let's look at where the lane assignments are. I haven't looked at that. So you're about to see my fresh reaction here again. I'm not even surprised Brazil was the last qualifier. Jamaica in lane 2, second to last. I thought they would be... Wait a minute. I guess they're there because they got the second slowest time, but they were an auto qualifier. See, sometimes I think teams should be put, if they're not an auto qualifier, even if their time is slower, I guess that makes sense. Even if the time is slower, they would have qualified in the other heat because their time was faster. Okay, that makes sense. So Ghana in lane 8. Jamaica in lane 2, US in 3. Very interesting. USA keeps picking lane 3, so that's definitely a coach decision, because both of them are very consistent between the men and women. And of course, that is the athlete that I mentioned yesterday. Canada in 4, France in 5, Great Britain and Northern Ireland in lane 6, South Africa in lane 7. So the two African nations outside, South American nation on lane 1, North America really in the center lanes. You can include Jamaica in that. Then we got Europe in the next outer center lanes. It's actually really matching up. It's very interesting here. Here's South Africa or South America, then North America here, Europe, and then Africa. Is this by accident where they put all of the nations that would be running against each other if it was continental with each other? The Frequa said, Asafa conned a generation. LOL. Reminds me of Arsenal. Don't even get on that one. Arsenal. That actually reminds me of what happened with Brazil. Oh my goodness, hosting in Rio. That was embarrassing. But anyway, United States, I think they can win this even with safe exchanges. They're going to have to buck their eyes again. They got to get right back into bucking. And they better be scared. Whatever they was doing today, they need to do that in this final. That's all I know. Whatever they did today, they need to buck their eyes, clench their behinds, and get themselves out and just do it. They just got to run scared, whatever it was. It was a little shaky on the last one. They just do a couple of more handoffs and exchanges or whatever that morning. And hopefully they did it after the race. Just go ahead and do that and then do it. USA seems to have this running away with it. No pun intended. Now, I think one of the teams that could surprise here could be France. One of the teams that could surprise could be France. Jamaica, I don't think is gonna go that much faster. I don't know if Jamaica's gonna run. I don't know if Jamaica's gonna break 38 seconds, to be honest. Even with Johan Blake on there and running a pretty good leg, I see him running the straight. It would be no use of him running on a curve, not at all. So Brazil's out of it. Canada might do something. I say USA won. This is Timmy the Inventor. I keep trying to say Timothy. Timmy the Inventor said, I say USA 1, Great Britain is 2, or Jamaica, and then Canada, South Africa could be bronze. I'm going to go on a limb and say USA 1, France or Canada. I think those are going to be the ones. Great Britain could get in the mix. But France is looking pretty good. Now, I don't know if they use their A squad, though. That's the question mark here. Did they use their A squad? Because Great Britain got at least one other person to put on there. And then Canada doesn't have the Gras, though. That's the problem. I think Canada might have put their A squad there. They might have that one decathlete that was very good in the long jump, which is also good in the sprints. I think he should just do the open. I didn't look at that. It says, breaking news, Alice and Felix to race in the 4x4 heats. Well, as long as she don't do the final, I'm good. I want to see that world record go down. And matter of fact, let me go over to the next one. They said Jamaica ain't medaling. A lot of y'all are saying Jamaica won't medal. They said no Jamaica. Yeah, Jamaica is in there. But yeah, Jamaica ain't. I gotta agree that Jamaica is a long shot for medaling. Jamaica is a long shot for medaling. Given USA's track record of messing up in the 4x1, I have absolutely zero expectation. Even though Noah Lyles was part of the last team that actually went through pretty well. So I have no expectation. Same thing with, was it Christian Coleman on there? So, yeah. There you go. We got Kelsey Lee Barber, which this was a very, very big surprise for her because there was not a defending champion before. But guess what? Now there is in the javelin. And matter of fact, let me look at this very quickly. Matter of fact, let's go over here to the honors. Did they update this one yet? And yes, they did. This is the first time that they had an Olympic or World Championship follow-up. Defending champion in the women's javelin. Congratulations to Kelsey Lee Barber. This was very good for her for Australia. Australia in the field event women have been surprising a lot of people. But yeah. Then we got Kara Winger. Now that was a surprise here as well. She threw that javelin, went from like 6th place, whacked straight into 2nd, and saved the best one for last. And then I think Kelsey Lee Barber, is she retiring now? I might be mistaken, but I think she said she was retiring. Perfect way to go out if that's how it is. Then we got Haruka Kitaguchi for Japan. There you go. That's your top 3 in the women's javelin. Okay, we got let's go on the 800. Then we're going to get to all the finals. Man, we're going to get to all the finals. If you're here joining us live or in the post recording, smash that like button. Okay, let's go to the summary here. Let's go to the final. Let's go to the final. I may as well go straight into doing an analysis on that. So we got Anita Horvath from Slovenia, Natoya Gould made it through. Unfortunately, Tracy did not make it for Jamaica. She just missed it, I think, by 100 or 0.11. I think that was how close that was for Tracy. And I know she wanted to do it. She made it in the semi for the 800 and the 1500. Now, I'm curious. Is she living in Jamaica? Because is it kind of like how Brianna Williams You know, born U.S., Jamaican parent, represents Jamaica, but she kind of sort of lives in Florida and gets trained out there and whatnot. So is it kind of like that situation? I always wonder because there are some athletes that are like born somewhere else. They use their parents' birth birthplace and their citizenship and everything, and then they're able to represent another country, but they don't necessarily live there or train there. Now, I understand a lot of athletes do train in the U.S., but I'm just curious if anybody knows that. Now, we got Hodgkinson, Mo, Mora, Wilson, Teji, and Rogers. Now, Rogers, I said this to my friend before. I said, this might be the time she messes up. I was like, I'm getting a strong vibe that this would be the time she messes up because she waited too late. She looked a little bit off in the prelims, and boy, was I correct. Now, will she correct it in the final? That's going to be a big question mark. I'm going to leave Rogers for a second. Now, let's go up here to Wilson. Wilson's best strategy is to get behind Mo and then try to outkick her at the last minute and assume that Mo, she's got to be here to race to win, not to race for time. Okay? Race to win, not you said you call it Horvat to get last. Come on now. Why? Because of the time. But yeah, now Wilson has to race to win because she keeps messing up. And in order for her to race to win, she'll at least get a medal, if nothing else, because she's real bad at even getting medals. That's the thing. Then we got Mora for Kenya. I think Mora would be the one if Mo doesn't take the lead or something and push it. I think Mora would do a lot of that heavy lifting to do that. And I think Mary Mora from Kenya would think and feel that she has a better chance. Kind of reminded me of how I would do things. I would front run in the 800 because I felt like I had a better chance. Even if I went out slow, and I did go out slow a couple times, I just did not have it in my legs to come back and, I don't know, negative split. So I just didn't have the confidence to do that. And much less did I even do it. So then I went out slow one time because they had our 400 runner coming up to the 8. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to let him pace after me and outkick me. So I'm going to go out slower, the logic, I know. Then we got a thing Mo. Something tells me, so she didn't run in lane 2 this time around. Well, she kind of did because she was behind. She let everybody else run. Deribi for Ethiopia was basically going full out effort to do this. And a thing Mo was just like, hey, even in the interview afterwards, she said, I'm going to run the best race for me. They said Mora could pull a Nasser. Maybe. They said, watch out for Ghoul. Man, she was holding it in. They said, if Jamaica medals, we should be proud. Jason Renault said, yeah, you know what? This is going to be very interesting because I think a thing, Mo, like she said there, she said, I'm running the best race for me. And that's what I even told my friend. I said, she shouldn't even try to take the lead. She just outblast anybody at the end. And this will throw off the entire strategy for Wilson. I think Wilson only wins by getting behind Mo, and Mo holds back overly too much, and she times that last minute blast. Because it's clear that she has roughly the same speed, is a little bit slower than Mo, but she's not going to be able, when it comes down to like the last 10 or 15 meters, that is not even flat out speed. But I think a thing Mo, if she's running that 4x4, she's going to let somebody else do the heavy lifting and the mental capacity. I don't expect it to go 155. Hodgkinson is not a natural front runner at all. So, and then she was hurt. So I don't really see her doing that stuff because she's been struggling and looking iffy to me. With Riki in there, then we would have seen somebody go to the front. If a thing Mo didn't do it, Jim and Riki would have just went out there and made it a good pace race. We got to depend on Mora. Something tells me that a thing Mo doesn't take the lead. If she does, then we might see a fast time, and then she's still going to come back. Horvat is out. Natoya Gould might surprise and get a medal. I find it very hard to believe that she's gonna get a medal. She can't get Hodgkinson at all. She can't get Mo. So that means she'll have to, once again, Wilson will be out of the medals if that's the case. That would be the weakest link there. That's why I find it hard to believe. I can see Rogers not getting a medal, but she comes up with that last minute kick. They said Raven won't medal. I think Aji is going to run down Gould. Gould finally seems to be figuring out how to win a medal. Yeah, I think if she doesn't get one now, give her till next year, because that push, I think it's because USA is so close to Jamaica. It's a lot of Jamaicans in the crowd. I don't know if y'all know that, but it's a lot of Jamaicans in the crowd, and it was like as if she was at home, and she's like, okay, I got to push here. Even though she didn't win the Jamaican national title in the 800, she came here and said, I got to win and make it through. Well, not win, but I got to make it through to the next one. And she was bucking her eyes. Now, did y'all see her buck her eyes? I'm going to get a screenshot of that one. But did y'all see her buck her eyes? She was looking like this too. I got to put it up on the screen. She was running scared as hell. She was running scared as hell. Gould was running scared as hell. She was looking nervous. She was like, I'm not going to make it. And put her picture up there. I got a lot of respect for her, trying to do everything she's done after college and everything too. She's always the person there. She's like Talu, except she doesn't at least have a medal. She's like Talu in the 800. Always getting that 4th place or 5th place, but never getting a medal until indoor this season. So she was bucking her eyes. So let me go over to the next one. They said I think the winning time will be around 156. Yeah, I think so. I don't expect a 155. Okay, let me get to Shanae Miller-Weibo real quick. Here go the finals. Let's clap this one up. All right. So you don't see it here, but let me just do a real quick one here. Sada Williams, national record 49.75. This was a great run out of what, lane 7. Lane 7. She came in there, she ran with a lot of heart. She's finally got I say finally, she's still relatively young in the sports world. She'd be kind of relatively young. So 24, bronze medal in the 400. So this overshadows all the U20 silvers and bronze, Pan American Games. She came here at the World Championships and showed everybody else that she can get a medal here. So congratulations to her. A national record. A national record. Y'all said Aji gonna mess up. So Sada Williams, congratulations. National record 49.75. Stephanie Ann McPherson. Some people say Stephanie Ann McPherce. Some say Stephanie Ann McMeltdown. She didn't melt down this time. She was out of it. She was out of the running. McLeod, out of the running. Cofield, out of the running. Many of the people that we would expect it. Now, some people were like, okay, what's the wind out there? Because the wind does affect races. It's just they don't keep the wind reading on things over 200 or 100 because since it's not, quote, balancing out in both directions, you can just get a massive boost. If you're running against the wind, it still takes way more energy to do that. So it's not that it balances out directly, like your time will be the same if it's wind in both directions. It's more like if you got a massive wind in one direction and then back against you, at least you can't say you got an advantage. They're okay with you getting disadvantage, just not an advantage. Now, Paulino, she ran a lot, and that's why I said she was going to be tired. 49.60. Barely passed Sada Williams at the end. Sada Williams came off the curve first. Now I understand why Shanae Miller-Weibo picked lane 3. She wasn't really trying to put all that effort. She looked like she still has a lot more left in her at the end. She got a world leading time of 49.11. But she was really not trying to put in all that effort. Let's be honest here. She just wanted to do enough to win. She's like, I'm going through the motions. I want to win. I got tired of getting second. I tripped myself up and defeated myself too many times. I lost against Salwa Eid Nasser. And then now I'm ready for a win. So since I'm ready for a win, I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna jog. She jogged on them. When she went past them in the home straightaway, you could tell Miller Weibo shut down. She just went flying past eased, and then she shut down. It was like 80 meters to go. She had already shut down. Even though she's actively passing them, she's looking around and is like, okay, cool. I'm just pumping my arms harder. But she's not trying at 100%. She might have been trying at 90, maybe. Because of fatigue, just no matter what, you're going to be there. But she was jogging at them. So, or doing a fast tempo run at the very least. So congratulations to Shanae Miller Weibo finally getting a gold at the World Championships in the 400. She's saying she's wanting to go down to the 2. This might have been the last time her in the 4. That she wants to do the multi-event. So it's going to be very interesting to see what she's going to do in the multis in that 800. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Obviously, it's not just a flat 800. It's an 800 after doing all of these other events. So it's not going to be anywhere near their best fitness. So don't expect her to be going 159 or something like that. But going to be very interesting to see how Shanae Miller Weibo does that. And remember, her husband is a multi-eventer, and he's competing tomorrow. So he's obviously talked her into doing this. Now, y'all over here already getting ahead. Y'all getting ahead. They said Sada is a MVP athlete. I think maybe, wait a minute, is it so Sada Williams MVP, is that the international athlete that they said Trikey was getting into Coach Francis group? Was that the athlete right there? Yeah, is that the athlete? Remember last year the headlines were there. It's an international athlete that's going to train outside, because you know he typically only coaches Jamaicans. So it's Coach Francis, or at least that group with Francis in there, because he even acknowledged there are other coaches. But is that group, is that the coach that they were talking about? I'm going to look into that. But anyway, Bob Kersey's still the one who trained Flojo. He got the GOAT for real. Yeah, Bob Kersey is a freaking beast, is a monster. I would not bet against Bob Kersey's training or anything, or his coaching at all. Yeah. Before I move on completely here, yeah, I'm really interested to see how Shanae Miller Weibo is in the heptathlon. She's already, look, she's very tall. She's got the body for it. She's got the build for it already. You already think she's over there crunching out shot puts and javelin and everything like that. So it's going to be interesting how she's going to fare over the hurdles, though. She doesn't seem like she has the, she kind of got that lanky look that looks like they don't really properly go over the hurdles that much. But she's tall enough where she could just walk over them. So we're going to see. They said another disappointing run from Christopher Taylor. Dang, y'all came straight at his head. But that's not me saying it. So the people that's here, that's somebody in the comment section saying it. For the people that don't look at the chat in the post recording, that wasn't me. Anyway, let's go here. We got Matthew Hudson Smith. Congratulations to you. Like I said, I'm personally happy with him because I've tracked him before when he broke the British national record. I think he's going to get that European record. Hats off to him, Matthew Hudson Smith, for Great Britain with the third. Karani James, great job to you in second. It looked like he was going to get the win for a second. Then we got Michael Norman. A lot of people were looking at him saying, hey, it was only a 44-29. It was only a 44-29. But guess what? Michael Norman didn't run this one for time. He was playing it safe here. And you know what? I got to respect that one. It's not always going to be about time. You're at home. You're in the USA. You tried to do it with your mom's side and said, look, I'm going to be here in Japan. I'm going to do this. And then look what it got you. Now you come here with supreme confidence. You're out here like, look, I'm here to win. I'm running to win, not running for time. That's the same thing Mo is probably going to do. I am running to win. I'm not running for time. Remember, Usain Bolt was doing that. Usain Bolt was running to win. He said he didn't personally care about hitting those times and exerting himself all the time. Now, he ran hard depending on what event it was. Like when he got those world records after that, it's like, okay, cool. I could try to as hard as possible, or I could just do enough to win. And that's what he did. I really appreciate that Michael Norman did that. I really appreciate that he came out here to win. I'm happy that he got the win. Wade Van Niekerk, I got a shout out to him, the world record holder. The world record holder. He's back in shape. He doesn't have it all the way, but you saw it. You saw his hunger. You saw his hunger right there with Wade Van Niekerk. It's going to be very interesting getting another year under his belt. What damage is he going to do? Another year or maybe 2 by the next Olympics for sure. What is Wade Van Niekerk going to do? What is he going to do when it comes to this 400 going forward? I'm really excited to see him. I saw somebody said they were happy for him in the comment section. Yeah, this is a big improvement. When he's fully fit and he's got this here, how old is he again? Let's see, 30. He's got plenty of time. He's got plenty of time, aka he's got about between 2 to 5 years. As in, really, he's got 2 to 4 seasons, because then he'll be 35, so not 5 years, actually. So he's got 2 to 4 years, really, on average, before people start to really slow down. He's still got time to get back to where he was and to get faster. So he's got time here. We can't count him out. Everybody's different, like literal body, but if we take the averages of the history of these more modern, more professional athletes, not the amateurs that they didn't get paid to run and everything, and they just kind of showed up without training, and they collapsed at the line. What a load of stuff that we had to deal with as athletes in the past. But yeah, Michael Norman, I'm happy for him. Wade Van Niekerk, I'm very happy that he came out here. Now, the times were not what people were expecting. I didn't come in expecting no times. But yeah, Wade used to train with Bolt. The Alpha Man said, 1 more Olympics. Yeah, he got 1 more Olympics under him. Michael Norman was in tears after the race, the Alpha Man said. As well, Bajin Fly Dude said he's going to be back in top form soon. Yep. Once Wade gets his full strength back, game over. Plus, GG and F's in the chat. Plus L plus ratio. Come on now. Right. Come on. Let's go ahead and smash those like buttons. Thank you for that one, Kumo. Let's smash that like button. Okay. Here we go. On the one we've been waiting for right here. The one we've been waiting for. Let me just start off with this one. The 50.68. Now, my friend and I, same one that I'm always referring to, we spoke about this earlier. We were speaking about, okay, is Dalilah Muhammad, that she still got a chance? Because he brought it up. I was like, oh, you still think Dalilah Muhammad's got a chance? He was like, yeah, as long as the record stays 51 or above, then Dalilah Muhammad has a chance of touching the world record. But he said that if it gets to about 50.9, then he doesn't see Dalilah Muhammad being able to touch that record anymore. But then after this race, he was like, yeah, okay, let's see what happens to with Muhammad. And he was looking at that run like, yeah, that's something that she could do. And you know what? I have to agree that I think that would be something that she can do. Even though she's not necessarily the fastest over 100 hurdles. The fastest or in the open 4, even being able to run the open 4. Guess what? I couldn't run an open 4. My best open 4, I think, on paper was a 57 something. It might have been a 56, but I've run 53s in the middle of doing a 500. I've run a 53 in an 800. Or, yeah, 53 high, 54 low in an 800. So, and that was me still holding back because I got more to go and whatnot. So, Dalilah Muhammad could easily, and that's not even the fastest I could go. I'm just referring to my high school times there, even at that. So let me refer to those because I've gone faster than that too. But anyway, on paper, you would have looked at me like, oh, he's not going to do anything. Oh, on a relay, I do much faster. So if we put Dalilah Muhammad with some hurdles in front of her, even if her best 400 may never go below a 48.5, 48.9, or whatever it is right now. Let me look at her best 400, matter of fact. Because if you really think about it, She's, I think she could be equivalent to a Vorholm here. Let's look at her personal best. I forgot what that is. Yeah, a 50.6. Nobody can tell me that she can't go faster than an open 50.6 if her a 400 hurdles is a 51.58. That just tells me she can't properly run the 400 open like that. She doesn't know how to distribute her energy properly. Now on a relay, for whatever reason, she could do much better, but it's just she doesn't have that. Now, I could see that the Alpha Man said, wow, I barely could break 60. Really? My best 800 is 150. 150. That's a good question. It's 150 point. I think it's 7 1 or 17. I can't remember one of those two. I can't remember that right there. It's probably 17 because I remember I was just on the cusp of going sub 150. So I was just on the cusp. But look, if you look at my best times, for the people that even know me here, if you look at the best times and look them up, and funny enough that, now I'm not even going to reference where I ran that time there too. But anyway, funny enough, the first time I broke 2 minutes and 800 was in the middle of a 10K in cross country. Hilarious, and I died. Anyway, let's go back on subject here. We got Femke Bol. I think that relay may have taken a little bit out of her, but still good. She wouldn't have been able to beat Sydney McLaughlin. The best she would have done was maybe break 52, maybe. So, yeah. Then we got Sydney McLaughlin. 50.68 world record. Now, I'm going to just say this here. Yeah, I'm all right. I think I'm all right as far as speed. My times are all over the place. If you look at my other times, they didn't add up. So, she's 22 years old. Okay, 22 years old. Forget about Femke Bol real quick, because that's an over there hype monster. A little bit. When it comes to like, oh, she could beat Sydney. No, she can't. Nobody was about to beat Sydney except for Dalilah Muhammad. In her best shape, the closest one to her would be Dalilah Muhammad, and Muhammad isn't that close right now. But if we were to believe that she was in personal best shape before she got hurt and everything, then yeah, Dalilah Muhammad would have hit a new PR. I don't think she would have been there. But there are two things I want to say here. I want to say two things here. 22-year-old Sydney McLaughlin. Do y'all think she could go faster in that 400 hurdles? That's one. The second thing is, y'all do know that some athletes do peak right in their early 20s. This might be the fastest. At some point, it's going to be the fastest that they do. But as she's looking now, I don't have the screenshot quite yet. I was looking for it. But y'all know, and I call her real bad on this one. I called her lacking on this one. But do y'all know that, okay, she wasn't surprised that it's like when she broke the world record the first time. Matter of fact, I think once she was in the world record race with Dalilah Muhammad, every time after that wasn't really like too big for her. She kind of put her hand over her mouth like last year and whatnot, was like, wow. But this season, she just like, she's already done this in practice. She's already done something like this in practice. My 100, have I even broken 12 seconds? That's the funny thing. So it just don't add up. I just can't do those things like that. 200, I never ran those like that. So, because y'all asked me what are my 1, 2, and 4, 8 personal bests. Like I said, I'll just leave it at that. So, funny enough, can't break 12 seconds, but I could run a 150 point in the 800. But anyway, and I think she's already run this in practice or something similar to it, because she just came by and was like, oh, okay, cool. She wasn't going to the ground like she did last year even. So her shape is way better. She's over here like, But that could just be the championship round thing. Also, this is after rounds. Remember, this is after rounds. So she could definitely go faster, just like Usain Bolt could have gone faster than a 2. Definitely at least a 2. 100, maybe not, but definitely the 2. I would say that if you do something through rounds, that shouldn't be your fastest, because you're preparing for rounds versus preparing for speed. But sometimes the speed endurance aspect does help people run faster than 100, so just kind of goes together. But in that 200, I think he said it himself, he wasn't really concerned about times. I think 2 of the races he could have broken the world record, but he just jogged it in and slowed it down in the 200. Here, how much faster could she go? Can she go below 50 seconds in the 400 hurdles? Y'all, what can she go below 50 seconds in the 400 hurdles at this point? I know that this is over a half a second after that, but man, Sydney probably thinks she can run 49.8 in the hurdles, Bajan said. Nah, but Sid never really runs one-off races. She rarely races. Yeah, these bots, they be going crazy here. Now, yeah, they said she's definitely run faster in practice. Yeah, she's not impressed by her runs, which is weird. I know, it's just like she's a little bit too, like, whatever. They said, but do 400 hurdlers usually peak early? That's more of a sprinter thing, right? Yeah, that could be the case. But I'm just saying, at some point, we're looking at her and we saying age, and we're looking at these things like, okay, this is the new norm, that people are getting faster and faster and all of these things, but that might not be the case. So I don't want to set up our expectations to just keep thinking that she's going to keep going faster and faster, because we do that with a lot of athletes. I want to sober our minds for a second, but then we're going to set our expectations for something else. I think she can still go faster. I think, oh my goodness, what the heck was that breathing? I think that with just a flat out race, and she's in that, the wind is good, because it can't be too hard, because if it is, then no. I think Dalilah Muhammad being on the outside really did help. She had somebody to cue off of that she knew was going to go hard. And at first, I thought Dalilah Muhammad was holding back and was just racing to hold on for silver. I thought that's what she was doing. And I think in some ways, yes. I think she let up on that third, the back curve, the third phase of the race. I think she let up on that slightly, but no telling. I got to watch it again so I can see for sure, so that she could come in the home straight away. But Dalilah Muhammad definitely was tired. She's never looked like this before. Even when she got passed up, she didn't even look like this in Tokyo. She didn't look like this in USA's. Dalilah Muhammad doesn't have the fitness that she had before. So she never breaks down like that. She flopped. This is I think, the first time I've seen her in a championship setting, at least. Diamond League championship finals, I guess that's technical, another one. But in a world championship setting, this is the first time I've seen Dalilah Muhammad flop over a hurdle. So, yeah, this was the first time I've seen her flop over a hurdle. It's like the whole energy from McLaughlin went to Dalilah, and Dalilah's went to McLaughlin. Because you know McLaughlin usually messes up. All this year, she's been perfect over the hurdle. But let's look at here, the stat zone. Let's look at the stat zone here. Now I'm going to set up our expectations a little bit higher. Let's look at the records. I know y'all were saying it earlier. Y'all beat me to it a little bit. Shout out to Helen Obiri for Kenya. The women's outdoor 400. Now, if they don't beat this person is a whole man. Allegedly. Allegedly, of course. A whole man, allegedly. Can't say it for sure, but so much of the word on the street is that Marita Koch was a man, or maybe what would now be known as DSD or something like that. But if that cannot be broken by this woman or somebody else, then I'm just going to be convinced at this point that was a whole man. Based on what all of the information and the rumors that were going about back then, allegedly. Okay, allegedly was a whole man based on all of that rumors. That 4760 right here, I think that's got to go down. Now, here's the next question. Can Sydney run a properly paced 400 without the hurdles? I'm sure she kind of sort of does. The Kersey group, they're saying, hey, she's going to go after the world record next year, or she's going to try to go into that and eventually, not next year, but go into the world record over the next year or two. I think because I'm never going to go against the Bob Kersey or the legacy of any type of coaching like that. I can't bet against it. The man is a genius as far as when it comes down to coaching great athletes over the years. So I'm going to say this world record goes down about freaking time. Now, they said Marita Koch was on the doping program. You said GBR. Do you mean GDR instead of GBR? But I don't know. See, I don't know. Probably so. But at this point, since it's still in the record books and nobody caught him and everything, that's I probably so. See, what I don't know. Were the steroids just better back then or something like that? Like, because there are athletes that use some hard steroids now. Just like, remember, the Russian athletes. See, what's the difference between them back then and then now today? They had Russian, remember, just look at it this way. Since Russia was working hand in hand inside of the drug testing agencies today, you didn't see these Russian athletes breaking world record after world record. I think one in that steeplechase or something like that. But you didn't see them just smashing out records and things like that. So in this case, I don't know. And this is with better shoes, shoe technology, better training, and you got a whole drug testing agency that's on your side. So it's equivalent to back then. I don't know if Nick stopped the man argument. See, look, I don't know if the drugs were they that better? I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna do some research on it. It might be weaker today because they're concerned with, their hearts exploding. So it makes it slightly weaker, but you still get an advantage over your field. Same thing with Jarmila Kratovilova right here. That's another questionable one. Maybe even the 1,000 meter one is questionable. The 400 all the way up to 1,000, those seem like they could be questionable. But one thing I do know is that's questionable are the 4 and the 8. Now the 1,000, that may or may not be, but the 4 and the 8 are questionable. I think that we can see the Sydney McLaughlin break this. Now the question is, do y'all think she's gonna run a 46 or is she gonna just run a 47 5 or something like that, or 47 low? That's the question that we're gonna see here. Is this gonna be a 46 performance in the future, a 46 performance, a 46 high, or are we gonna see something else? This is gonna be crazy. I look forward to seeing what the attempt is gonna be. Shanae and Perret couldn't even get past 48.2. I don't think Sid can. They said 47 high, 46. You know what? I'm gonna put this up for points on our channel. So let me do that. Oral turbinol. Okay. So they said she was juicing, yes, but a man or DSD definitely not. Okay. Now, that's all I got to say on this one. I'm going to put this up for a poll on the channel at some point. But yeah, somebody was asking about when the 800 final. Let's look at the timetable, see when we're coming back. We got 2 more days. This is still exciting. It's keeping here. So let's see. The men's 800 is going tomorrow. The men's 800 is going tomorrow at 8 p.m. or 8:10 p.m. Central. 8:10 p.m. Central. The women's 800 is going to be at the day after, and I think that's before the 5,000, 1,500. There we go, 1,500 decathlon. But the final track distance event would be the 5,000. The mid distance would be the 800 women. But yes, tomorrow, let's come back here. Same thing, about 10 to 10:15. We finished a lot earlier today. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, and tomorrow there are the decathletes in the morning. So if you're gonna get up, it's gonna be 11:50 a.m. Central Time, and then we got obviously 6:10 Central Time and p.m. tomorrow with the afternoon session. So let me see. They said 46 is no joke. Her, Sid, 14 stepping hurdles. The only woman to do so. The others still 15 stepping. Dang. They say if Sid runs this, they will lower it to 44. Come on now, 44. Okay. You know what? That would be interesting. But if that means if the 400 is lowered to 44, at this point she will be dominating. Most likely she will have the ability to dominate in the 200. Like, come on now. 40, even running into the 45s, come on, you got to remember, you're holding back something that you could do in your 200. Imagine what she would do at that point. I mean, even running into that, that means she probably does have a chance in the 200. Now, the only question is her 100 fast enough if she can get that? Because I know it goes lower and lower and lower. But the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. If she can break the 400 world record, do y'all think she would have a chance in the 200? The open flat 2. Do you all think she will have a chance? Or does it depend on how fast she's running in the 400? Because it'll be no argument that she'll be faster than any woman in history, because if she breaks the world record, she is. So if she's running 46s, that takes 223s back to back. 223s back to back. Even a 47 low is going to be 223 highs back to back, which means she either ran a super even race or she went out faster and then she had to obviously slow down, because that's kind of how it goes in the 400. Going out faster and then there. 4x1 finals tomorrow. Let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's the heats. Now, are we going to see Sharika Jackson on the 4x4 again for Jamaica? Very interesting. Very interesting. So let me see. Let me read the final comments and then I'm going to let you guys go. They said, the Alpha Man said, trust me, athletes are getting faster. We train them better. And then he said, no, I'm saying if she runs a 46, then the NCAA D1 recruitment standards for men will be lowered. Oh, okay. I got you. That makes sense. Yep. Currently, the NCAA D1 recruitment standard is 47 in the 400. In some places, 46. Yeah, we were looking at the primary. I'm talking to my friend that's helping a guy that he knows look at the standards, because we're trying to talk the guy down. He's trying to be a 400 hurdler. Right now, he said he ran a 57, but the only times we could look up for him were like a 61 or something like that. And I'm like, okay, best time in the 200 is a 24.5, but we're trying to get him to see, because he's looking at these pros saying this pro is slow, this person is going okay, and I'm like, no, sir, you're slow. Look at the standards for here. This is the minimum. They're not going to give you that. So yeah, I'm familiar with that. Now that I know you're talking about D1 and everything, makes sense. But anyway, I'm done with today. It's overtime at this point, and y'all know how I go with overtime. So I don't really want to do too much here. Sharika equals Sydney. I don't know about that, because Sydney is looking like she might be a lot faster. But yeah, Sydney probably is going to be the next kind of Alice and Felix thing. Oh yeah, but remember one more thing. Didn't Kersey? Yeah, Kersey coached. Obviously, Jackie Joyner Kersey. Uh, that's a multi-eventer, which means they have range. Allison Felix's coach was here with range. Flojo was coached by Kersey with range from the 1 to the 4. Huh. So that means we're loading up very quickly now. We're loading up for another athlete with range. We're probably going to start seeing Sydney McLaughlin, but just by all accounts of that, being able to do the 4x1 at some point in the future, even if she can't medal in the open one, because right now that'll be a stretch for me to consider. But I think Sydney at one point in the future, not at the same time as she's doing the open 400 hurdles, I think at one point she's going to say, hey, I got enough wins in this. Just like they're already moving on saying, hey, look, we're just going to go after the 400 world record. Okay, cool. Something tells me she's going to be having a lot of range. That's what we're setting it up for. Anyway, you've all been watching Head and Shoulders ATR. Y'all know what time it is. We are about to go. They said Flojo, Jackie, Devers, Felix, Sydney. No in the news, Allison. Oh yeah, 4x. Big article posted tonight. I knew this. Yeah, she's going to be in that 4x4 heats. Hopefully it's not the final. I kept saying I was going to cover this, but we're on world record watch, y'all, in the women's 4x400 meter relay. I was just about to close this out, but for the people that are leaving, y'all have a good night. Last final thing, 60 seconds. We're on world record watch in the 4x400 meter relay. Let me bring up that as quickly as possible with World Athletics here. Let me bring this up as quickly as possible here, because I got to look at this. I think the averages they came out to, wasn't it like 49 low? If we get a 47, at this point, I'm almost convinced. I'm almost convinced that we'll get a 46 high out of her on that relay. If we get a 46 high on that relay, I wouldn't even really be surprised like that. They said Mo can't run. 800 is in the same day. Doesn't matter. She could still run. All she has to do is a 50 point. I think she might be recover enough to do a 50 point. Here is the records by the 400 meter relay. 1600 meter relay. Where is it at? Where is the 1600 meter relay? 4x4. Okay, 315. Okay, 315. What is that? 3 by 60. You're looking at 360 seconds times 3. That's 180 plus 15, 17 right there. Divide that by 4, y'all. We're looking at a 48.79.25. So a 48.78 average. That's what they have to hit in order to do this. This is what they got to hit in order to do this. Yeah, this is what they have to hit in order to do this. A 48.79. If Sydney or McLaughlin hits I thought I was about to say Sydney, Australia. I'm tired. If Sydney McLaughlin hits a 47 low, then she gives a little bit of room to other athletes on the team. Then we can have a Dalilah Muhammad go 49 low and still got some room, because that will average them out to about 47. 40. We could give all of that extra time to McLaughlin and say that was a 47 high, right? Okay, troll, get the heck out of here. Then, if we get another athlete can go 48 something, we can get this. We're on world record watch. They said world record bonus is 100K plus gold medal bonus 70K. Yeah, that world record bonus is extremely low. I mean, they used to have, what, $1 million bonuses or something like that. I think that was extremely low to get a world record bonus. But still, a bonus is a bonus. That would be good. That's why Sydney McLaughlin was just looking. She was like, all right, where's my check? Y'all have a good night, though. They said, so none of the U.S. women made 400-meter final. Explain this. Who's the final team? I have no clue, but obviously the 400 hurdlers are dominating it. And remember, Britton Wilson can go 48 something. So